many people from across the globe come to America and absolutely love it.
The most American day, but it's made me realize I don't just want to become a real American. I want like the full American dream. There we go.
As French, we need to stop saying Vive la France and start saying Vive l'Amérique. This place is incroyable. C'est incroyable.
When I say that the US is the best country in the world, I mean it.
You know, there are countless videos flooding the internet right now, coming from people from all across the world, reminding us just how incredible this country is. Right now, there's a video of a young Scottish woman in Boston crying, and not over anything bad, but because she said she was apprehensive to come to America and she expected to be met with a political climate of what she sees on the news, and nothing could be further from the truth.
And being fully honest, that was not the America we were expecting to come here. We were apprehensive about coming. I was genuinely anxious. Honestly, every single person that we've come across has been out of this world. Just the friendliest, most welcoming bunch of people, and I'm talking everyone.
From what she actually has experienced. She's crying because strangers in Boston were so kind to her. That's it. That's the whole video, and there's countless others like it. A woman from Scotland standing on a street corner, overwhelmed because America was warmer and freer and more welcoming than 15 or 20 years of headlines told her it would be. And she's not alone, because right now, this week, this month, millions of people from every country on earth in American cities for the World Cup, and the internet is flooded with their reactions. Free refills, portion sizes, making them laugh out loud and cry with joy. Waffle House at 1 a.m., a gas station treated like a theme park. People crying, genuinely crying over how good it feels just to be in the United States of America. They came expecting one America and they found another. It's America's 250th birthday today, and the rest of the world just showed up and reminded us of how we used to know that we were the greatest country on earth and the greatest people on earth. Growing up in Georgia, I honestly thought that every place in America felt like home. I didn't know yet that it was something that not everyone assumed was true. So tonight, I want to talk about the America in our movies, our music, our sports, our shared mythology, our shared accomplishments, our shared greatness, the one that didn't apologize for being proud of being an American. So let's go back. Pop that tape in. I got you. Let's go do this, America. You know, part of being American is being proud and having that swagger. Yes, they've called it American exceptionalism. People have tried to debunk it, but it is true and it is real, and it is what these people are experiencing for the first time ever. There was a specific American confidence that we always had, and it really existed at its peak in the 80s and the 90s. And we're going to talk about that specifically because it wasn't arrogance as it's been painted in recent years. It was an unself-conscious willingness to say out loud that this is the greatest place to be from, a good place to be from, without immediately trying to qualify it with, baking in some kind of excuse or apology for it. Rocky IV, Apollo Creed is dead in the ring against the Soviet machine at the height of the Cold War, and Rocky goes to Russia to avenge him. And by the end, the entire Soviet Union is on its feet chanting Rocky's name. You could say it's ridiculous, you could say it's a fantasy, but it is also exactly what an entire generation needed to feel during the Cold War. The Miracle on Ice in 1984 at the Olympics, 2 moments in 4 years where the impossible simply belonged to the first group of people that grabbed it. That group of college kids beating the greatest hockey team in the history of the planet. Then America throwing open its doors and hosting its world's biggest party afterwards. Lee Greenwood singing that he's proud to be an American, where at least he knows he is free. No qualifiers, no apologies, no feeling sorry for it, no excuses, no footnotes to explain it away. Just simple, enormous, unembarrassed thank you to the place where he was born that gave him those rights. That song became bigger than the radio. It became something people stood up for. And don't you worry, because we'll come back to it. Then Johnny Cash told a version of America years before this when he recited the Ragged Old Flag. An old man sitting on a bench in a courthouse square talking to a stranger over a tattered old American flag still flying over a town, and he explains why it is faded, why it is torn, what it's been through, the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, World War I, World War II, and every hard chapter since. And that where isn't something to be embarrassed about. It's not something to apologize for or to qualify with any kind of excuse. It is the proof that that flag and all it represents survived. Johnny Cash never pretends the history was clean or perfect. He just refuses to let the hard parts be the reason that you stop flying it and stop being proud to salute it. And that's the same argument that this video is going to make. That scarred and beaten and faded doesn't mean broken. It doesn't mean give up. It doesn't mean apologize. It means it is still there, proudly waving for all to stand under it and salute it, because it is still there and it is still the greatest symbol of freedom this world has ever known. And when you look at the World Cup here right now, soccer is not the biggest sport in America, far from it. But there is a shared culture around sports, that shared swagger that we have. Now, it's not our American football, which is uniquely American, but that is part of the strength of America. America takes the best from everywhere and makes it uniquely her own. And with the World Cup, those people are coming here and they're seeing that. Sports has always been a unifier. It's one of the places where the entire country can now stand together and agree and cheer for the same thing at the same time, no matter where you land on anything else. The Dream Team in 1992, Jordan, Magic, Bird, not just the best basketball team ever assembled, but a global statement about what American excellence looked like when it decided to show off a little and not apologize for it. You didn't have to agree on anything else. You just stood up when the national anthem played, and you saw those men excel in a way that no one else on earth could imagine. Sports has always been there. The Olympics, anything, it is a unifier of the symbol of the greatness of America that everyone can be proud of. And then there's movies, right? Movies as we know them started here. It is the epicenter of cinema the way we see it in the world now. And movies have always captured that American vibe, that excellence in a way that is poetic and artistic, even with films like Independence Day, with Bill Pullman's speech in the final battle. It's one of the great moments of unembarrassed American myth-making in modern film that captures everything that we are and strive to be. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to go on, because that is America. We will go on. We will persevere. Field of Dreams, if you build it, he will come. A baseball movie that's about fathers and sons in memory of a national pastime that shows you that a cornfield in Iowa can become sacred. Forrest Gump, a simple man walking through 50 years of amazing American history. It is absolutely incredible to behold. These films love the country they were made in. Not blindly, they love this country out loud.
I've got to say, collectively, we owe the USA an apology. And when I say we, I mean the entire world. And that apology is needed purely because of how much judgment the world has thrown onto the US over the last few years. The American people are probably the most genuine, welcoming, humble people that I've ever met in my life.
So Americans, keep being proud of your country. Don't listen to what people say on social media and stuff like that. And keep this patriotism, because it makes the country even more beautiful.
You guys do have the best country, and I was well and truly born in the wrong country. I wish I was living in America. I love it so much.
And if you look at these videos I mentioned, it's what we're noticing right now with the World Cup. It is reminding us, it's taking people from outside this country that do not have daily access to all that we are and all of that greatness, just to remind us how great we actually are on this earth. One German fan couldn't believe Waffle House existed. He gave it a 10 out of 10 and begged for Waffle House to come to Europe, all over Australia. Lots of these. You got another who pulled into a Texas gas station, Buc-ee's. Of course, they're everywhere now, the size of an airport. And the dude just kept saying, this is a gas station. This is a gas station. You've got a Swedish tourist in a small town in Indiana that said that it looked like everything she ever dreamed America would look like. Cornfields, water towers, flags everywhere. She felt like she was in a movie. You've got Scottish fans filling the streets, drinking Boston Dry, right? All of these people. You've got Norway that is rowing their way across this country. It is absolutely amazing to behold. You have a Frenchman walking, just amazed at a beautiful walk he can take, talking about the greatness of Costco and pizza here with ranch dressing and brisket and barbecue. It is incredible. You've got all of these people telling you on camera that they expected one America and they found a profoundly different one that is completely beyond their dreams and that they are absolutely in awe of. And it is amazing to behold. A communications professor put it simply. He said, this is a reminder to the American people that we are not only good, we are the greatest of us all. We aspire to greatness even when we fail, and that we are at our best when we are all together. Nobody has paid these people to say this. They came for soccer and the World Cup, and they accidentally rediscovered something that we'd stopped saying out loud, or that many people had been convinced to be embarrassed of about ourselves. And that is that this is the greatest country on earth, and we should value and protect and cherish it. The truth is, in the last 15 or 20 years or so, a lot of our own culture quietly decided that loving this country out loud was something to be embarrassed about, that pride needed a disclaimer before it was allowed to exist. You couldn't be proud of your country. We kept the right to criticize, which we should and always have. That's what makes us be better. This is an American experiment, and it is ongoing. It is a striving for excellence, which is something you will never achieve. So there's always things that we can do better. That is the point. But when you're already doing them better than anyone in the history of the world, you should celebrate that fact and continue to move forward, doing greater and better, not apologizing for that greatness or what led you to that greatness. It is a journey that we are on in this American experiment. It is allowed to be that way, but we lost the ability to just feel that good pride. We have been told by the media and everything for the last 15 years that half needs footnotes. It can't exist. It's got to be qualified, and you should be ashamed of it.
I feel like I've been lied to my entire life about America. Like, I'm in Florida. This beach is insane. But if you log onto the news, everything's bad. Everything's terrible. It's not. It's absolutely fucking amazing.
The truth is, you can love a place and still want it to be even better. You can strive for greatness. That is what makes you excel. That's not new. But what's new is forgetting that we are allowed to love it and appreciate it out loud for all that we have done. Maybe we've spent so long telling ourselves what America isn't that it took millions of visitors with no reason to flatter us to remind us of just how damn great it actually is. And truthfully, America is about the small stuff. It really was never always about the big stuff anyway. It's neighbors grilling out. It's little league games. It's football games on a Friday night in a small town. It's your neighbor inviting you over because they cook too much food. It's worrying about your 9-year-old's batting average or how many tackles they made. It's wondering which music you're going to listen to when you set off fireworks that you got from a roadside fireworks stand with a hand-painted sign. It's a stranger in a pickup truck waving to you or giving you two-finger nod as you go by just to say hello on a back road. It is girls in bikinis and Walkmans and the guys on the beach playing volleyball in Daytona. It is arcades. It is wrestling and Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant. It is flags waving. It is jets flying. It is the eagle as the symbol of our hope and pride. It is all of those things. But it is all of those things that nobody always puts on a postcard. It is what being here and being an American actually feels like, and these people are getting a taste of it, and they're reminding you of how great that is. Now, I want to tell you a little personal story, because if you follow me on the channel, you know we spent our summers going to Daytona Beach once a summer, but that trip to Daytona Beach would usually end right before the 4th of July, and we had to come back because here locally, we had the laser show spectacular on the side of Stone Mountain in Stone Mountain Park. Now, if you're not from Georgia or you don't know, Stone Mountain has like the biggest bas relief sculpture on it in the world, carved right into the side of a mountain. And every 4th of July, we would go over there. People, just thousands of people on the mountainside, on the lawn, would bring their blankets and their picnic baskets, and we would watch these lasers bring the show to life, set to music. But it would always end with 3 songs. 1, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. And you would have a whole laser show skit to Devil Went Down to Georgia. Then you would have Lee Greenwood's God Bless the USA. And you would have a whole laser show skit to that. And then finally, the grand finale was Elvis's American Trilogy. And the laser show here hit a whole other level, because it would outline those soldiers on horseback in that carving, including General Lee, who would walk across the mountain with the lasers creating him, and he would walk across the Civil War battlefield where so many Americans had died. Brothers, fathers, sons on both sides had given their lives. And at the climax of this, he would draw his sword and break it over his knee in half into two pieces, ending the fighting of the Civil War symbolically. And the two broken halves would switch and turn, and they would become the outline of the North and the South of this country, fractured and then put together again. And then the fireworks went off as this happened. And as a kid, sitting there watching this, watching the laser show turn Stone Mountain into a story about a broken country that still persevered and healed itself with fireworks exploding overhead and thousands of strangers going completely silent and then loud all at the exact same moments. Proud to be an American, echoing off the mountain, all of these things right before that sword broke and our country became one again. I didn't have words for how it made me feel then. I just knew that it made me feel something so strongly that I got goosebumps on my arms and the hair stood up on my neck. I didn't have the words for it then. I know the words for it now. 250 years. Rocky beating the Russian, an impossible opponent on someone else's turf behind the Iron Curtain, a country standing up together because an anthem started playing, a simple Forrest Gump walking through 50 years of our history with wonder instead of cynicism, a laser show on a Georgia mountainside turning a broken sword into one country again, summers at the beach, all of it together, Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant, all of these things. And it comes down to a Scottish woman crying on a street in Boston because we were kinder than she expected. A German fan giving the Waffle House a 10 out of 10 at 1 a.m. A Swedish visitor saying small town Indiana felt like a movie. A Frenchman telling that he would start a revolution to get a Costco and brisket and barbecue. They all said it. They didn't have to say any of it. Maybe that's the gift this country's 250th birthday actually needed. Just a few 100,000 or millions of strangers from everywhere on earth, standing in our gas stations, in our backyards, our Waffle Houses, our street corners, everywhere, reminding us out loud what we had quietly stopped saying about ourselves. This place is kind of damn awesome. So say it out loud this weekend and be proud of it and thank a veteran for it. Happy birthday, America. God bless America and happy 4th of July. And that's what I got for you. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.